Hey everybody, it's Chris, and I'm going to do a little voiceover for this video because, well, my hands were full of running the backhoe and didn't do a whole lot of talking during it. So what's going on here is I've got about an 8-acre field that is between two other fields that I own, but it also is landlocked, and so I have to go through this hedgerow to get in there with equipment. Not a big deal, but since I bought the 97-95 combine last fall and the larger head, 25 foot, I know not large by a lot of guys' standards, but it's large compared to the distance between those two trees. I know with my disc, that's about 25 feet wide, and the packer is 27. I can't get through there with the packer without folding it up. Not a big deal. The disc will just barely make it through. The new head, the new to me head, has a 25-foot cut, so you know it's probably around 27 or so feet wide. So that was going to make for a real pain in the butt trying to get into this field. I was either going to have to try to jockey the head through by coming around at an angle and pass around the tree, or drop the head off on the header cart, pull it through the hedgerow, and then put it back on the combine. Well, nobody wants that kind of headache. So what I opted to do is take one of the trees out, and this was the smaller of the two right there. Still a large oak tree. So what I did was went down there with the 1600 Industrial and started digging around the base of the tree to break up the roots. I did take a crack at pushing the tree over with the tractor at first. I should have known it was not going to work. And also did some other digging. I should have started recording sooner, because as I reached to the side to dig and I grabbed a root, that was a little more than the outrigger. Well, it wasn't the outrigger itself. If you've seen the video earlier this year, I replaced one of the hydraulic cylinders on the outrigger, had to come up with hoses and put a swivel fitting in one, and that swivel fitting was not up to the kind of pressure that put on it, and it blew out. So fortunately I was able to lift it up enough to get it to where I could drive it back up to the farm, swap out the elbow there with a heavier duty one, and make a new hose, get that fixed, go back down there, get digging again. But like I say, I hadn't pushed record yet, so I got working on it and dug around about one side, or I don't know, about 180 degrees, maybe a little bit more, a couple hundred degrees worth of around the tree to break up those roots. And then, as you'll see, I pushed dirt back in so I wouldn't fall in the trench I just dug when I pushed. But the roots were all cut off and broken up, so we're good there. I didn't record digging on the other side, but the first push did not even move the tree. So it's around to the other side, dug 100%, full 360 degrees around the tree to get all the roots broke up. Left the trench on the side that I was pushing towards, so it kind of has a place to pivot. You'll have to keep watching to see what happened. One of the things that makes this 1600 Industrial such a great tractor for backhoe work and more for loader work is it's got the reverse torque transmission. That was built by Funk Transmission. Oliver purchased it from them to put in the tractors. So there was no clutch to it. It had a torque converter just like in an automatic transmission. So you could push into piles and stuff, and the torque converter do its job, give you a little more torque for pushing, and then it would reverse. There's two pedals where the brake pedals normally are a pedal. One's marked L, or not L, one's marked F and one's marked R, forward and reverse. And the left pedal is the forward pedal. So you push on that, engages the forward drive in this reverse torque, and also as the farther down you push it, the more it engages the throttle. Same with the reverse one, other than goes in the other direction. So great for loader work. Just push your foot back and forth, leaves your hands free to run the steering wheel and the loader controls. And that torque converter gives you that ability to push against stuff without smoking a clutch. Oh, let's back that up and watch it again.
Take that. All I want to do is be able to get through the combine without having to drop the head off. I mean, really. Probably have to whittle away at some of the dirt off in the bottom of this to get it lighter. Might as well get at it. I took the DeWalt cordless chainsaw with me. It's only a 12-inch bar. I thought if I need to cut anything, and even after digging away at the roots, that was proven to be quite the tree. So about, I don't know, 15 feet up or something like that, I cut through it, and I had to cut it from both sides to get through it with that 12-inch bar. It was still a pretty big tree up there. But the main trunk really looked nice. I thought, well, I can save this and get it cut up for lumber. And I had it most of the way cut through, and it was starting to crack and twist, and I was also worried about the tree upending on me and making me ugly. So I left it at that. Just a little chunk in there, and I figure I'll push the top half with the tractor. That'll snap that little bit off. If it does go flying up, I'm not near it. A lot safer than being right there and cutting the tree in two with a big old root ball on the bottom. And overall that did work good, other than when I pushed on it, it didn't snap right at first, and it put a split right down that main log and just kind of ruined it for any kind of lumber cutting. And it did finally finish snapping off, but I don't regret it, because that was the safer way to do it. Yeah, so the main log there was, the trunk was, there probably still could be some recovered out of it. Who knows? Maybe I'll cut the stump off it later on and recover it, but it's probably just going to end up being firewood. It's still wood. Well, I got it done before it got dark out. This is actually from, it's now April, and I think this was late February, early March when I did this project. Got it all done in an afternoon, and got her cleaned up good enough where I can drive through there now. Will not have to drop the head off the combine. That will be nice, because since it's only an 8-acre field, I'd be spending more time dropping head on and off than I probably would be running it. I can go into there, harvest that part, get the tank mostly full, come back up to where the wagons are, dump into them, and then come back across the field and go into there, finish it up. And it's just going to work so much nicer having that opening. I'm sure my guys that do my spraying and fertilizer spreading will also appreciate the larger opening. But that is all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like smashing trees, so I know I enjoyed it. And we will see you in the next one.